Gray Octopussy. Hey y'all, it's Grey Octopussy, and I'm back. But not with UFOs on the next one, yeah. But this one, let's talk about Yellowstone Park, and the big volcano. All the animals are leaving. They're leaving. Is it about to blow? The bears are leaving. The mountain lions are leaving. The buffalo are leaving. The elk are leaving. What's going on? I mean, the poles are shifting. I can't stress that enough. And I think we're here. We're in the big, great transition. So, I got the same guys before who talked about the cats that were migrating, from Florida and Georgia to Miami. But this is about Yellowstone Park, and all the animals are leaving. So, without further ado, let's check it out, right? Let's roll it.
The grizzly bear populations started leaving Yellowstone National Park this morning, and it is throwing the scientific community into a tizzy, wondering why they are leaving. Grizzly bears are not known to travel in herds like this all at once and great distances, and they are headed towards Salt Lake City, Utah. I reported earlier this week about the mountain lions that left Yellowstone. That was late last week that they started leaving, and they thought, okay, it's just the mountain lions. Why are they leaving? And now that the grizzly bears are all leaving, they are saying something is up. The animalages, creature critters, know something that maybe we don't. But it just goes to show you that nature is the great balancer. Yellowstone National Park are super concerned. They think that the bison might leave next. So they've hired a Dr. Remy Deemy to come in and investigate and try to figure out what's going on. No one can speak animal, right? But he is one of the closest that can understand what's going on by just sensing it from the animals. And so I'll report in part two as soon as I talk to Dr. Remy Deemy and he tells me what he believes is going on. Did you hear that last week, mysteriously, hundreds of mountain lions have been leaving Yellowstone National Park, headed south to Salt Lake City, Utah, and it's baffling the scientific experts of why would they be leaving all of a sudden? We've never seen this behavioral edge amongst the mountain lion populancers in any locale, in any state or geography. And it's not just one or two or three of them that are leaving. There's hundreds, and you can see these three just walking on the road south there towards Salt Lake City, Utah. There is a religious fellow there, a pastor named Tucker Tucketts, that's from the region, and he's saying, hey, this has been prophesied. This is a religious thing about lions leaving and gathering in the last days of the earth. And others are saying, no, it's not religious. It's just some creature critters sometimes feel compelled to regather. And so they might just be going to new territory to find new food, but I'm curious what you think of this all. It's just super mysterious. Now elk are leaving Yellowstone National Park in droves, thousands and thousands of them. They're following the grizzly bears and the mountain lions that started leaving last week, and it is baffling the scientific community. They can't explain why all these animal-age creature critters are fleeing Yellowstone National Park. You can see them here crossing lanes safely. You have men elk and women elk. The women elk don't have antlers. That's how you can tell the difference. But I called the park president, the head ranger, Joe Montana is his name, not to be confused with the football player. He said he's sick of people confusing him for the football player. And I said, what is going on? And he said, we don't know. We've hired a Dr. Remy Deemy to help us get to the bottom of it. But it's paused our $7 million plan to introduce spider monkeys to the park. They had a project to introduce spider monkeys because he said everyone in the U.S. loves monkeys. We don't have them in the wildernesses in the U.S. And so we thought it would be a great way to attract park visitors. But now we can't do it. They said this elk was going around trying to get a ride, is what they were feeling. It didn't want to walk. All the elk are headed in the direction of Salt Lake City, Utah. And so Salt Lake now is going to have to figure out what to do with all these bears, mountain lions, and elk. But this one was asking for a ride, and no one gave it a ride. So they said it just scuttled on off. But I called my cousin who works at PetSmart in the fish section. I said, what is going on? What do we know about elk? And she said, well, one, elk eat grass, but bears eat elk, which I thought was just super interesting.
Okay, so we've reached the end of this video, and man, all I can say is let's watch the omens, the signs, we got to be prepared for what's coming, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and let's remember the animals are more in tune with the earth than we are. Well, at least in this state, in this state of being of, the human civilization, because, the big governments have disconnected us to the earth. They severed our connection to Mother Earth, and it's time to connect back. But for right now, we better watch the animals, That's our radar right there. The animals, they are connected, So with that being said, this is Gray Octopussy, and I'm signing out. Oh, wait. Said it the wrong way. This is Gray Octopussy, signing off and signing out. Peace.